Next stop, 32nd Street.
Welcome to McDonald's.
Hi, can I get an Egg McMuffin, please?
Here's to making your morning routine a little better with a delicious breakfast from McDonald's.
Hey, this is Lisa Stofan. Heard the Mark Patrick weight loss hypnosis hype? Well, I attended because my father stopped smoking with hypnosis. Hypnosis eliminated my desire for soda and fast food, made me want to exercise, and I lost 60 pounds in 6 months. My energy level exploded. I went to another session to deal with some other problem foods, and I lost another 10 pounds. In fact, I brought my husband. He lost weight. More important, cholesterol and blood pressure improved. My friend went and she lost 20 pounds in the first 2 months. So does Mark Patrick hypnosis work? Oh yeah, it works. Nothing has changed my life more. Well, except maybe my husband. He's so proud of me. Makes me cry.
Oh my, a touching story. So what are you waiting for? Join Mark Patrick's seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed for only $49.99. That's right. Weight loss seminar Tuesday, February 25th at the Wyndham Garden, formerly the Holiday Inn in Hopkinsville. Time is 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Registration begins at 5 p.m. Stop smoking seminar starts at 8 p.m. Registration starts 7:30 p.m.
The time has come to vote in the Best of Western Kentucky 2019. Vote for your favorite business in over 100 categories today at WPKYOnline.com. Voting ends March 1st.
Nominate your cheerleader mom in the YourSportsEdge.com Sports Mom of the Month contest. Presented by Joelle's Bakery and Cafe, GNC of Hopkinsville, and Save More Drugs.
Do the winter blues have you down? You're not alone. Seasonal depression affects many people. If you're experiencing periods of low energy, social withdrawal, hypersomnia, or other symptoms of depression, seek help at one of our licensed professionals. Call 1-877-667-7071 to schedule an appointment at one of our 8 convenient locations in Western Kentucky. At Health First, your health is our first concern.
1580 103.3 WPKY. Tess and Ty and Jeff Sims.
Good morning.
Simsy's in the house.
Yes.
And it's not magistrate this morning. That's not the britches you put on this morning. Which ones did you put on?
We're talking trash today.
Oh. Well, that's how you know it's our morning show right there.
Talking trash, that's right.
Well, and of course, for Coffee Talk, this is a perfect thing, and I like to see progress, and you and I talk about that a lot, is that, change is hard, and I'm one of the first people that'll tell you, I'm an old lady when it comes to, I don't like change. I like things to stay the way they are. When you get me turned upside down, I get confused really, really quick. So if there's any way that we can do that and kind of alleviate the questions and the confusion for everybody, then I think it's a really good thing. So that's what you're about to do, right? You've been working hard on something, and you're going to tell us all about it.
Our whole team has. So we've had people in Houston, Texas, as well as Springfield, Missouri, helping us with this. And in the old Freedom Waste days, when Freedom Waste owned Princeton, their method was to pretty much take the geographic area and draw a plus sign through it, and then the drivers take a quadrant. So as you know, technology has come a long way since then. And in hopes of reducing the number of missed pickups and the efficiency of the pickups and the timeliness of them, we have routed now and redefine the routes for all of Princeton, and then also Caldwell County. But that scale, the people in Caldwell County have gotten letters regarding any day swaps that they have, and some moved, some didn't. But I wanted to come in and let people know and start getting the word out. It was a catch-22 because you couldn't release the information too far in advance, or people would be putting their trash out on the incorrect day. So how this will work is you're starting Monday, February 17th is when this will go into effect. The folks north of Main Street in Princeton will be on a Monday pickup. So if whatever your day has been, starting the 17th, February 17th, your pickup days, if you're north of Main Street, will be on Monday. And those examples would be Dawson Road, Sandlick Road, Hopkinsville Street, Jeff Watson Road, all out toward Farmersville and Fredonia area. And then a lot of the Friday route, which was Country Club, south side of town, south of Main Street, will be on Thursday, February 20th. So if you're Bell Street, Varmint Trace, Legion Drive, those areas, those will all take place now on Thursdays. So my expectation is we're going to take a week or two of we'll have people that forget or, other things happen. And so what we're going to do is we're going to have extra folks manning the phones at 365-6200. We're going to have drivers on standby that are just like, we're going to have a driver in a truck at the Butler building. And when somebody calls in and say, hey, my trash was missed, we're going to send him right out to pick that up. So we're going to try to do that for at least the first week or two. And so hopefully that'll help smooth this. The advantage to this is that again, we'll be able to use the technology to be able to GPS locate each one of these homes by address. One offshoot of this that's kind of nice in the magistrate role is I'm using this list to cross-check our 911 system. So I'm working with the judge on that, and that's going to be a nice thing that we can do and vice versa. So I get a lot of synergy by handling both roles that come in really handy. So also we talked a little bit earlier about we do have a one-call system that allows, just much like the schools, it's a automated notification if we have weather delays, those type things, if we have a service interruption because of mechanical breakdown, something really big happens, storm, this, that.
Well, even a lot of people out sick. I mean, that's
Right.
something that we've had problems
Yep.
with.
And so you can sign up for that by calling our 270-365-6200 number to have your name added and address for that. So.
Well, and now, does that also, is this the time, if they have any issues with their cans or anything like that, this is the time that we need to be dealing with that as well, right?
Yeah, that won't hurt anything. We're dealing with that on a continuous basis. Miles is new to our team. He's a young man. He's really been very aggressive about getting out and doing repairs. You'll see me a lot of days slinging cans around. These cans are not unlike anything else due to the wear and the mechanical nature of our business. When that plastic ages, it doesn't hold up all the time. So we've got new cans, and be glad to bring one out. We lose wheels pretty often, and it's just the nature of the beast. So, but we'll get you a new can out certainly to replace the one that's broke.
Well, I've heard a lot of compliments on you guys doing that and doing it without having to be asked. You're just noticing that it's broken or noticing that there's a problem, and you're going ahead and getting that done.
And that's a big thing we're trying to reinforce with the drivers. And, that's the thing that I want people to understand. It's a cultural change, certainly for the drivers and the organization. WCA does things. They're a huge company, number 11 in the country, depending on who you see, some as high as 9. As far as waste hauling. So they have a lot of corporate policies for safety and things that, they just go about it a little bit different way than Freedom Waste did. So the benefit of that is when you communicate that to people, they're much more understanding from the customer perspective. Like people say, well, I set something beside the trash can and the driver didn't get it. Well, it's because we don't want them to get out of the truck, because the chance of them getting struck by a vehicle, just like a state highway worker or anyone else, goes up exponentially. And a garbage truck's it's a big piece of equipment, very heavy and quite dangerous. So everything that we can do to automate it and take the drivers out of harm's way, that's our goal.
Now, are you still going to be asking that people get it out the night before?
Absolutely. I think it's critical to do that in this 2-week period. And if you're on one of these streets that's like a border street, like Main Street and Hopkinsville Street, just give us that extra time to make sure that we've got the routing right and we don't have any glitches. And, that's going to happen. I want people to understand there's going to be places that are missed, or but if you get it out the night before, one thing that changed from Freedom to WCA was Freedom Waste would run 2 in the morning, they would run midnight, And WCA's policy is 5 a.m. for start. And that has to do with the driver's hours and how they're tracked and a lot of safety and compliance features. So if that goes on, there's special permissions and approvals that go on to run earlier.
Well, I want to hit that too, because that's not just you guys being mean about this either. Because I know I live out in the country, you live out in the country, you understand that there's varmints that like to get into our trash,
Oh, yeah.
and that's the reason why we don't like to put it out at night, and we're
Yeah.
a little grouchy about it.
Right.
But, it happens out where we live, especially. There's a lot of critters that like to get into, including our dogs, that like to get into the trash. But, explain to them why that is the case. Why that it's the best idea to get it out like that.
Yeah, the reason is because we, there's so much time in a day, and these routes are dictated by regulations where a driver can only drive so many hours per day. So if we have sickness, if we have mechanical breakdowns, so on and so forth, we might piggyback 2 drivers and 2 trucks to try to catch something up, or we might run a little bit earlier or have an overnight run, especially on commercial routes. We'll usually run 2 trucks a day, but if a driver's out or a piece of equipment's down, you might come in and run second shift, from 3 to 11 instead of, set 5 to 4 or 3, whatever. So, the ultimate goal is to have the flexibility to allow us to pick up the trash. We are trying, through this kind of effort with the GPS and the rerouting, we're really trying to pinpoint and give customers a window. Ideally, we would love to be able to show up close to the same time every week. That's a work in progress. Some days it's right on time when you think it's going to be, and then some calls I'll get, it'll be like, hey, y'all are 5 hours late, where you at? So,
Jeff, with everything being GPS located and pinpointed, has anything changed from the driver's standpoint inside the truck? Do they follow a route via just address, or is there a route book that they've used, or do they have a technology in there that helps them with UPS with the GPS?
Depending on the age of the truck,
Okay.
Eventually the GPS model is a great model. However, there's trade-offs with that. One being, if you're paying attention to the GPS, can you pay attention to the road? Right. So, we're really doing some studies on that, and that's WCA is looking at that company wide. But right now, they'll have a route sheet, and I can show you guys that a little bit later, but it will show name, address, phone number, and container size, and the address, and that goes in order via the street.
Via the route.
Mm-hmm.
And container size makes a difference too, right?
Yeah, on this one, it's not necessarily because it's residential, so they're all 96-gallon toters. But when they cross over into commercial, then there's quite a bit of variation in the container size.
Well, and what if, I'm a homeowner that says, well, maybe it's, I do need more. I don't have enough of it. I need something bigger.
Yep.
Is that something easy to do?
It's not hard at all. You can give me a call at 270-963-1968, and we can talk that through. There's several different options. You can add a can, another 96-gallon toter, and it's a nominal fee. The commercial routes, those containers go 2, 4, 6, and 8 yard. 8 yard being something like you'd see at Taco John's, a 2 yard at a much smaller business. And those are all available for weekly pickup. So,
well, and when you think about it, springtime, so everybody, well, a lot of people anyway, not everybody, I guess, but we're doing, cleanups in the yard. This
Yep.
is springtime. We're also doing things like, renovating in the houses and trying
Yep.
to spruce things up, which is going to mean that we might temporarily need something like that.
Yep, and we do have those temporary containers, the roll-off containers, and they're 12 yards, 20 and 30 yards. But you also need to keep in mind that coming up in mid to late March, the city's going to have spring pickup. So any city resident, that's where you put it out there by the street, and the city will come out and pick it up. And then in the county, we have, if you're a WCA customer, you have the 2 coupons for free dumps of 800 pounds each.
Now, explain that real quick.
So all that is you have the coupons that you get by mail. They'll come in the mail. And if you're a WCA customer, you're allowed to bring, with a coupon, 800 pounds of refuse via trailer or truck out between 7:30 and 3:30 Monday through Friday. And then we take that coupon, you go dump your rubbish, and you're good.
And that's 2 a year.
Yep, you get 2 a year, and that's part of the county contract.
That's a fantastic service. That just we all have that kind of stuff a lot of times to do. Remind us again, Jeff, as well. What are some of the things that we do not need to put in our trash containers? Because there are several things that are that shouldn't be in there, and that probably get in there. So remind us again of some of the things that we do not need to throw in those containers.
Caustic chemicals, paints that are not hardened, and those can be done via hardening agent that you buy at the hardware store, or via kitty litter is another agent that's used often.
Explain caustic.
Anything that would eat through something or be dangerous. Now, when we talk about that, what people don't realize is it's not the fact that you're throwing chemical X in your trash can. It's the fact that you're throwing chemical X and your neighbor's throwing chemical Y, and they get into the landfill or the transfer station. And when people see fires at our transfer station, which we have periodically, we'll have a fire, that is almost 100% due to a chemical ignition.
Oh, wow.
So it's like a chemistry set.
That's right.
You mix in this
when
and that.
When they mix, they combust and give off gas and all kinds of things.
Well, that old Christmas Vacation movie where the brother-in-law is standing out there.
Cousin Eddie.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, when he starts getting those vapors, that can
that's
happen
real
pretty
life.
easy.
Yeah, that's real life. So that's the kind of stuff we try to guard against. If you wouldn't, stick your hand in it, motor oil's another one, Freon. Yeah. Just basic stuff. Most people know tires, asbestos,
Motor oil is good for so many things. Don't throw that out.
I'm telling you, save it, please.
Yeah.
We don't need it. Now, we do have a catchment system and leach aid that the EPA regulates, all that type stuff for our water runoff, filtration, et cetera, et cetera. So we don't reintroduce anything, but when we have that chemical combustion, that's problematic, certainly.
And this is people that live inside the city or outside the city. The county people, it still means you.
That's right. And then one thing I always like to touch on when I'm talking trash with you guys is the bagging of our trash. We've talked about that. You guys pay for the service in the city and the county. And if you bag the trash, there's a lot better chance of it staying in our equipment. And you won't have to pay as a taxpayer again to have somebody pick it up in the summertime or springtime. So we continue to try to bring awareness to that and being good stewards and partners of the city and county. We want to participate with you guys and find that solution. Again, I want to mention Thursday, February the 20th. Anything south of Main Street is gonna change. That's gonna be your new pickup day. Anything south of Main Street, anything north of Main Street, Monday, February 17th. So you're talking about 293 North, Old Madisonville Road, Dawson Road, Hopkinsville Street, Sand Lake Road. On the south side days, you're talking about 293 South, mainly Greens Point, Cedar Creek, Varmint Trace, Bell Street, Maple Avenue.
If Jeff Sims is your magistrate.
Yeah. On Thursday, you can just call me on either phone. I'll be able to help you.
There you go.
And there's just going to be those 2 days of pickup for basically residential customers.
Yeah,
Yep.
That'll be your residential day from here on moving forward. So every Thursday for anybody south of Main Street, and every Monday, anybody north.
And if they got questions and they want to, I'll tell you, this one call that this is worthwhile to get signed up for this. Remind them how to do that.
All they got to do is call one of the ladies out at the office, and they're going to have kind of a hotline set up when this transition happens. So please be courteous when you call in. We're not missing you on purpose. It's not that we don't like you, but we want to work with you to get resolution for your issue. People are passionate about their trash and the service that we provide. So please be courteous, and we will definitely reciprocate that. You can call the office at 270-365-6200. Those ladies can help you, or again, you can call my cell phone number, 270-963-1968.
And again, get it out the night before so you're not sitting there at the kitchen table with your coffee going, was that the trash guy? Oh, man.
That's right. So we'll be sharing this on Facebook. I'll be putting stuff out. I'll share it with you guys as always, and we'll try to get some more guidance on this in the coming days.
That sounds great. Because I don't care. I think everybody's done it. When you hear the trash guy go.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. When you're the backup trash guy, it's a really bad sound.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Y'all put a lot of hard work into this, and we sure do appreciate it.
Now we just got to execute.
Well, and again, change is hard, and it's going to take you a bit because you get in the groove and the muscle memory of when you take it out and you get in that routine, and it's that way for all of us, and we're just going to have to kind of change it up a little bit, but it'll be better off in the long run.
That's right. That's right.
Well, that's a good thing. Thank you
right.
so much,
Appreciate
Jeff
it,
Sims.
Thank you all.
Of course, we always love it when he comes in because we've got some great information and onward and upward.
Jeff Sims, yep, WCA, and we certainly appreciate that and their efforts to take care of our residential pickup.
Hey, it's 8:30. Stick around. We got another guy I see coming. I watched him walk in the door. George Kilgore is up next on Coffee Talk 1580 103.3 WPKY.
Since 1978, Perry's Floors & More has been selling, installing, and servicing homeowners throughout Western Kentucky with quality flooring and workmanship. Perry's Floors & More carries luxury vinyl plank and luxury vinyl tile, carpet, window treatments, and more. Brands like Mannington, Shaw, Tarkett, Beaulieu, and Flexitech. Quality brands, excellent customer service, combined with 40 years experience is why they say you can walk on our reputation. See Bill and Lucy at Perry's Floors & More, 127 West Market Street, Princeton.
Hey guys, Heidi with Capitol Cinemas, your local Princeton movie theater with your weekday lineup. In Cinema 1, Birds of Prey, rated R. In Cinema 2, 1917, rated R. And in Cinema 3, Gretel and Hansel, PG-13. All movies have the same show times of Monday through Thursday at 6:30. Call during showtime hours at 270-365-0200 or visit us at capitalcinemas.net. Thanks for listening. See you at the show.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
Imagine if there were a place you could go to buy gift certificates to some of the best businesses in town. Now, imagine all those great gift certificates priced 30, 35, 40%, and at times over 60% or more off retail every day of the week. The Loyal Listener Big Deal Store is online and waiting for you to shop and buy gift certificates to local businesses. Go to WPKYonline.com.
And here's your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast. Of course, for today, look out. It is gloomy and showers pretty well off and on all day long. That fog should be out of the area before too long, though. The temperature's going to fall throughout the day to 44 by about supper time. Tonight, 30% chance of showers, cloudy, low 35. And then tomorrow, cloudy, high 46. It is 51 at 8:32, 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Penny Ryle District Health.
1580, 103.3 WPKY. Tess and Ty and Coffee Talk. And our friend George Kilgore. How are you?
Doing well this morning. A little damp, but well.
It's a little wet. It's getting there. I had to stop this morning on the way to work because, and again, evidently I've got a lead foot here lately because he got, what was it, Friday? Well, Friday on the way to work during the snow, I thought, oh, it doesn't look slick at all. I did a Duke boy around the corner. So I told everybody, don't do that. Don't do what I did. It's slick. And this morning, it took me 30 minutes to get to work. That's twice as long as what it usually does because it was raining so hard. Sure. I really hit a patch where I had to pull over. So don't do as I do. I'm telling you, you leave yourself more time to get to work. It looks like it's slowed up a little bit. It's filling up around there. But George Kilgore and First Baptist Church and the seniors over there, wow, I'm telling you, y'all have like gangbusters, man.
Well, it's been interesting to say the least. Last time I was here, I was just a couple of days before announcing our summer trip. And with that, when I made the announcement, I said we had to have at least 45 to make the trip. And in my mind thinking, well, it's a long distance, so it may keep some people from going, but it's kind of been the opposite effect. We actually today is our sign-up day to actually get the official sign-up when we start with guests. And if everybody shows up that has contacted me and said they are, we're going to have an issue of trying to figure out how to take more people with us, that's our goal. We never want it to be where somebody can't go that wants to go. It's just the logistics of getting it lined out, and the main thing, the hotel rooms, because when I planned the trip, I planned it for 55 people, and if you try to add another 10 or 15 to that, it's just the logistics of being able to house and to adjust our reservations. But our goal is to take everyone that wants to go. We're looking at taking one of our church buses. The first question, is it the school bus? No. No air conditioning on it during the summer, and that's a long way, so we're going to use it primarily on shorter trips. But one of our other buses, but just the logistics of it, if we can do that, we can add another 15 or 20 people on our trip and hopefully accommodate everybody that wants to go. Again, but today's an important day of finding out just exactly how much interest, and that way we can gauge it and see what we can do to make it work for everybody.
Well, and it's one of those things that you want to take everybody,
yes.
But doggone it, it's a great problem to have.
It is.
And I know you don't think that right this second, but that's interest, and that's more interest, and that's awesome that you're growing.
And the last thing we'd ever want to do is hurt somebody's feelings,
right,
or make somebody mad or feel like they're left out. But thus far, at least in my discussions, everyone says we understand. So we've got a criteria set up at what time to be there, and it's on our Facebook page. So you can look at that, or come by the Christian Life Center. When I leave here, that's where I'm headed, and be ready to sign up probably through about 11:30 today to kind of get our numbers together and see what we're looking at.
And it rotates for like every 30. It's like a 30-minute window in there, yes. And it starts with people that had been, on the trip the previous year.
We felt like being, loyal to the ones that have been with us in the past. It was only fair. Of course, our church members have been signing up for the last 10 days. They had first chance. And that 10-day window ends up today. So we're doing the ones that went with us before at 10 o'clock. On the trip, the week-long trip. And then at 10:30, the people who are regular attenders, we say that go with us 2/3 of the time. And then at 11, we're opening it up to whoever shall come will be fine.
And it's a neat trip, too, because this is to Pennsylvania and Amish country, just right there in the heart of it. So it's going to be beautiful.
Oh, we're hoping so. I've never been in that area. And just whenever you start praying and asking the Lord to lead you which way to go, personally, I had 2 or 3 different thoughts, but it kept coming back to do this, and we try to follow what the Lord tells us to do. And because again, this is the first trip I've ever planned that I've never been to the area, and it's been challenging getting it together. But with that, if the Lord says do it, if He's in it, it's going to be all right.
Well, and some people say, well, what is it? Why is it so difficult? Let's just take another vehicle. Okay, it's not just transportation. That's only one thing. Because believe me, if you're a waitress and 562 people walk through the building all at the same time, there's a problem.
Right. And that is a major tourist area. And to set like our meals even, I've had to make reservations, and I made it for 55 people.
Wow.
And but anyway, it'll all come together. We're just trusting the Lord to do it, and we'll have a better idea after today.
Well, and if you don't get on this one, there'll be another trip.
There will be.
Y'all are not going to sit still the rest of the year, right?
We don't intend to.
Well, I'm proud for you because it's really turned out to be a wonderful ministry.
Thank you.
Let's put on that other hat now.
All right, switch hats.
We're going to switch hats and talk about the Princeton Optimist Club radio auction that's coming up.
That sounds good.
Yeah, and boy, I tell you, this is we're going on 49. Next year is 50. I believe
Correct.
that's right.
I believe that's right.
And we have some controversy as to really how many years we've done it, but 49 I think is this year. Because
I think so. As we get older, we kind of
tend to lose that.
Well, it's been long enough that you and I did it the first time we worked at PKY back in the day. So I mean, it's been a minute.
It has.
It has been, and of course, last year we kind of came back and had a pretty good year with Optimist Club Radio Auction, and we're looking forward to another great one this year.
Yes, last year probably it was one of the best years we've had in a long time. And that goes back to our community supporting it and making donations. And also the Kiwanis Club has stepped up beside us and are helping with that. It's still the Optimist Club Radio Auction, but the Kiwanis Club has been so good. Our numbers are smaller. And we are always interested and encourage people to come out and join the Optimist Club. But an activity of that magnitude, it just takes a lot of people to do it. And also going out and collecting the items. And because when you go to a business, of course, they know that the radio auctions come in every year. But a lot of times it's, well, let me think about what I want to do. And then you make another return trip there. And, it just takes a while to put it all together. And then whenever you get it, you've got to get it down on how many you're going to do each hour, actually, each night, to be able to get it all in, and not the last night just rushing through things and all. But the community has been so good, our local community and also surrounding communities that have helped us out in Lyon County and Ediville, and even further outreaching than that has helped us with the radio auction.
Go ahead.
I'm telling you, you are the organizational king. I swear you are, because the things that you can put together and make them run like a well-oiled machine, I think is amazing. But do you think it's because, did we just have, way more things donated? Were they, higher priced items, or were there just that many more people buying?
I think a combination of all of it. Now, let me back up just a minute. I do help with the radio auction, but it is a group effort. There are every member of our club contributes in a mighty way. Ty called me last night, wondering if I could come talk, and I'm always ready to come talk. So, but it is a group effort with our entire Optimist Club, and also, as I said, the Kiwanis Club. But I think last year a lot of our items were higher in value, and it seemed like last year the community kind of on the bidding and buying end bought in, so to speak, better. We had just a tremendous response of people bidding and doing it, and that makes a difference too. We can have the best items there and the best bargains, if you'd even look at it that way, but if people don't listen and bid, it doesn't do any good. It doesn't help anything. But all the money we raise goes back to youth activities, and I think we tried to stress that last year more than we had in the past even, and that's what it's all about for youth activities in our community and also the Lyon County community.
Well, can you kind of elaborate on that a little bit? Like, you got youth activities. What does it go for?
Okay, Ty, help me out on this. I'm just thinking
scholarships. The main
scholarships.
thing.
We have our scholarship committee. We have 4 different scholarships going on, at least in Caldwell County and Lyon County
Some in
each.
Lyon County.
And they're good local scholarships. It's $250 a semester for 4 years. So you're talking about a $2,000 scholarship if you meet the criteria and keep your grades up.
Well, that helps.
Oh, it does. My son got it, and it makes a difference knowing for books or whatever expenses that's coming in, and at each semester that's going to be there. So it is a nice scholarship for our community. We do activities. We get requests all the time. Not long ago we made a donation to one of the traveling softball teams as they travel to do that. Special Olympics.
I just started to say I wanted to thank you guys for that. That was one of them.
We tried. That's a project and a program that's dear to our hearts to help out with the Special Olympics. 4-H and FFA are always big recipients of our funds, and I'd say for that too, they are really good about helping us out.
Exactly.
For the radio auction and also at Black Patch, and it's not tied together, but man, it sure makes it nice whenever you help a group regularly, and then when it comes time, whenever us old folks are having to get everything set up for the radio auction, for some of those groups to come up beside us and say, "Hey, y'all helped us through the year. We want to help y'all set up for radio auction. We want to help you during the week answer the phone."
Teach these kids now how to give to their community and donate their time. And Ty, How much do you think that makes a difference in people coming and joining the Optimist Club later on?
It makes a huge difference, but numbers in civic clubs are generally down in many areas. Kiwanis is struggling getting members. There are clubs that have folded, and I think it's just a societal thing. But we do have a wonderful community here where our kids do become involved, our FFA, our 4-H, our business clubs out at the high school, and it is a whole community coming together. And we benefited last year, George, of course, from a wonderful anonymous donor who matched some of our funds. And of course, we had last year, we had Ralph Sharp, who had passed away. He had literally thousands of pictures that were up on the floor of the Butler building during our auction that a lot of folks sifted through. Pictures from sporting events, proms, his basically entire portfolio of pictures that he took over the years, which was an incredible, generous thing for his family to allow us to display those. And a lot of folks got to come up and then gave donations, and then we had an anonymous donor match those when we made a certain amount. So it takes those kind of efforts, but George, we want to emphasize today that both the Kiwanis Club and the Optimist Club members are going to be out soliciting for items for our auction in the right now until our auction time, which our dates are going to be March 9th through the 13th.
Might need to tell that,
yes, and so that is coming up pretty soon, sooner rather than it's going to catch up with us
on
real
our
quick.
end. It's kind of scary how quick it's going to be.
It really is.
Where's the location?
Well, right now, as traditionally, it is going to be at the Butler Gymnasium. Of course, that still needs approval from the school board.
Have to have official approval.
We've got official approval, but right now, that is where we're tentatively at. We've got a verbal on that, but that's got to go in front of the school board. That is traditionally the location where it's been held. We've had a couple years where we've had to move locations. We've had it at the Fire Training Center in years past, and we've had it
Research Center.
But we hope to be back in our traditional location. It is centrally located.
I like thinking about it over there. I got to admit, I have a thing for the Butler building. Maybe that's what it is, but.
And I think one thing Ty just mentioned, about the people who come in and looked at the pictures last year. If you've been a part of this community, you've heard about the radio auction. But with that included, we've seen a tremendous amount of people that have never been to the radio auction before that come in to say, hey, maybe my kid's got a picture there or something. And when they did, they got to looking around and started bidding. And I think that goes into one thing that helped us last year. So even though this has been going for 49 years, you know about something, but you may not have participated or may not have stopped by, or I don't even want to listen to that, or if I want something, I'll just go out and buy it. And I can understand that, but also you can come down and bid on something, or over the radio, bid on the phone, and purchase something and make a donation that goes back to the youth of this community. And I think that was a big key last year. We just had more people that actually took time to stop by and say, okay, I've heard about this, I've never been here. And that was just a regular comment. Well, I've never even stopped by to see what this is before.
I don't think anybody photographically has documented our area for so many years running and for so many classes and so many children as Ralph did.
Right.
And I can't imagine that there is just about anything he missed over the years of while he was taking photographs. If it happened in our area, Ralph took a picture of it.
There was a record.
There's a lot of pictures, a lot of record, but we can't. The Optimist Club, we can't do this without community support.
Yes.
If you're listening to this and say, well, I want to be part of that, then there's several ways you can do it. Of course, if you own a business, we take items that we bid off during the radio auction. We have different levels of monetary donations. We've got a good old goat club. We've got a golden goat club, and there's different levels. And many of our businesses have sponsored in that way over years past. But you can't do it without the community. Of course, the airtime, Ham Broadcasting has been so generous. It goes back to WPKY days, Twyman and Betty Bourne and Mr. Goodacre, giving us the airtime to put the the auction on, and of course the school system. So
Right.
I mean, it's a community effort.
Oh, that's one thing I did want to stress, and it takes y'all out of the awkwardness of mentioning it. You know, the radio station, you can't have a radio auction without a radio station. And, you know, and this station traditionally, like Ty said, over the years has been so gracious about donating. You know, we don't come up and say, okay, what can we get the airtime for? It's always just ready and willing and wanting to help out with, you know, we've got the airtime. We want to support this community. We want to support our local clubs. This work out of time that works for y'all and us, but it's the radio station. And Beth, since she has purchased it and taken over, I know one of the very first things we talked about was I think she took over right at Black Patch time, and we got in talking about the radio auction. And of course, she's been very active in her local radio auction in Trigg County, and I think she's going to help us with some expertise there. And you know, we hope as we go along we can try to make things better each year. But again, thanks to the radio station, and I know y'all don't want to blow your own horn on that, but it is. I'm
going to dote on her for a second, because I'll tell you, Beth is a huge part of that right there, because she.
Yes.
I'm telling you that I don't think there's anything in our community that she doesn't say, yes, let's do it. Yes, let's go. How can we be a part of it? How can we help? From, you know, parades at Fredonia that were we were all shivering in our boots, but Beth was there. You know, I mean, and not just allowing us to be there, but there in person. And I think that's a testament to who she is.
Oh, exactly. And we just say thank you to the radio station, and also for the school system for letting us use the gym. It has been kind of the mainstay, the Butler Gym, and it's convenient for people to stop by and see. And each night we will have a meal beforehand that the Optimist Club doesn't do it, but we've had some different organizations over the years, nonprofit, that come in and have a fundraiser by providing a meal. The Optimist Club usually purchases our meal from that group that night, and it's open for people that's at the auction or just to stop by and support a group. We've had several churches do it, maybe some ball teams. I'm not sure who all has done it in the past, but if you have a nonprofit organization that would like to do some fundraising, this would be a chance to incorporate that into the radio auction. And you know, the radio auction starts about 5:30ish, so you know, some of them will set up 4:30 or 5 and have pre-sales, or just people stop by. So if that's another way we can get people involved in the community and help our nonprofit organizations, if they're interested, contact one of us.
Sure.
Can we have a phone number? What
You
phone number?
sure
How
can.
do we contact the Optimist
You can
Club?
call me personally. My phone number's out there all the time. It's 270-625-3427. Ty would be glad to contact him.
I'll give you mine, 270-963-8860.
And Roy Jean Rogers, Dave and Brooksy Gardner, Wesley Curtis is our president this year. I don't know all it's in my phone, but I don't have their numbers.
Become a member of the Optimist Club.
Just
if somebody says, you know what, I want to go all the way.
I tell you what, we meet, our standard meeting time is the first Tuesday evening of each month at Hardee's. That way we can also eat some while we're there. But we meet at Hardee's at 6 o'clock, and we have one meeting per month. So we just don't meet to meet. But like now for the radio auction, we're meeting more often to work on that. But to join, the dues are $40 a year, so it's not a high-priced payment to be a part. Just come and fill out an application, or just come and tell us you basically want to be a part of the club and willing to work. That's what we need. And some people, we've got people in our club that may not be able to make a lot of the meetings, but when it comes time to work, they're there. And that's the main thing that we need, people that are willing to help us out with our activities. And another thing we found out in the community, which I enjoy, somebody coming up and just saying, hey, I'm part of this group. I'm part of a program here. We could really use some help with helping our young people or our youth on this activity. And then we can bring it back to the club, and we see what we can do to help out. But to join, just be willing.
Well, I think that's fantastic. Thank you for coming in and everything that you guys do. I mean, you guys do a lot throughout the year, and we appreciate that.
We was thinking a while ago when you was talking about how many years. I started 37 or 8 years ago. The radio auction.
I don't want to count it up, George.
I was just sitting here doing that when y'all was talking
and
a while
of course,
ago.
Roy Gene Rogers, when he was teaching at the Caldwell County High School back in the day,
Yes.
we had an Octagon Club, was an affiliate of the Princeton Optimist Club. That's how I got involved years ago in high school. And of course, I was working at WPKY, so it just was a good fit for me back in the day. And I've been in and out for several years, but back strong the last couple of years. It's just a great organization. They do great work, and it's all local here in our community.
And that's how I joined the Optimist Club, through the radio auction. Just going up and watching and being there and seeing what was going on, think, hey, that looks like a pretty good group of people. I think they do a good work. So, if you've even got any idea you might want to join the club, come down to the radio auction and just see what's going on. Talk to us, and we'll be glad to talk with you and work through and maybe get some new members, and we will put you to work.
No doubt about it.
Well, I wish you all the luck in the world.
Thank you.
March 9th through the 13th, that's going to be down at Butler. And again, we'll be on the air here at WPKY 5:30-ish, 5:40-ish, and then probably run to maybe most nights about 10 o'clock. So
right.
It's going to be a fun event. And be looking for Optimist Club members and Kiwanis Club members. They'll be out soliciting for items to bid off for the auction.
If nobody contacts you, because you know how things are. People get busy, they get behind schedule. If you have a donation you'd like to make, you know, even if you're not a business, if you're an individual that would like to, we've had people go out to different places in town and just buy gift certificates and donate them. So here's $50 worth of gift certificates from various places. That helps the local businesses and also helps our club. So if you'd make a donation, just contact any of us on that too.
That's right. George Kilgore, thank you very much. Longtime Princeton Optimist member, talking about the 49th Princeton Optimist Club radio auction coming up March 9th through the 13th. It's Coffee Talk on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Hancock's Neighborhood Market on Commerce Street in Cadiz is the place to shop for delicious homemade goodness. Hancock's makes their own fresh chicken salad, pimento cheese, salads, and a variety of mouthwatering desserts, sure to please your entire family. While at Hancock's, be sure to visit their meat department for the best selection of USDA choice meats in the area. Hancock's Neighborhood Market in Cadiz, hometown homemade goodness, and the Hancock name you know and trust for quality for your family. Hancock's Neighborhood Market on Commerce Street in Cadiz.
A dead battery does not have to ruin your day. At Riddle's 24-Hour Towing, we provide certified AAA battery service in the Princeton and Kentucky Lakes region. Whether you're at home, shopping, or out running errands, we can help. The technician has batteries on hand at the time of testing provided by AAA East Central. So if you need a jump start or a new battery with the best warranty at a great price, give us a call. The technician is trained and certified by AAA East Central. Call Riddle's 24-Hour Towing at 270-350-6368.
Need cash fast? Get the money you need. Call ABC Finance now.
Life doesn't always go as planned, and sometimes money is tight when you need it most.
At ABC Finance, we're here for you.
Hi, this is Jody Lamb at the Princeton ABC Finance location.
And this is Todd Morris at the Hopkinsville location.
And we can help you in a pinch, even if your credit is less than perfect.
At ABC Finance, we provide loans up to $15,000 and the individual attention to help you get your finances back on track.
We are locally owned and staffed, and decisions are made quickly, usually within an hour.
No appointment is needed. Walk-ins are welcome.
You can even give us a call, and we will take your application over the phone.
Or you can apply online at abcfinanceonline.com.
And like ABC Finance on Facebook.
ABC Finance in Hopkinsville on Fort Campbell Boulevard next to O'Charlie's and in Princeton Plaza. ABC Finance. All loans subject to normal credit approval.
And here's your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast. Showers today, patchy fog before 9 o'clock. Those temps are going to fall throughout the day to about 45 by supper time. Tonight, 30% chance of showers, cloudy, low 35. Tomorrow, cloudy, high 46. And then on Wednesday, here goes the umbrellas again. 90% chance of rain, high near 43. Perfect chance for Umbrella Day to keep those umbrellas out today. 51 at 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique.
1580 103.3 WPKY, Tess and Ty and Coffee Talk. And I did want to say thank you to everybody over the weekend who was able to go to the SAC tournament there in Paducah for Sports Against Cancer. And lots and lots of money was raised for cancer research, and that's what it was all about. I do want to give a shout out to quite a few of our Princeton, Kentucky bowlers here. Of course, Jim Garner from our local bowling alley here from Northfield. We want to say thank you to him and AJ Garner as well, because couldn't do it without them. Jeremy Shoulders, Bubba Hunter, Chris Lantrop, Art Bayard, Brad Conway, Michaela Davis. Of course, she was our youngest bowler from Princeton who went over there. David Cowan, Timmy Hubbard, John Eaton, and of course myself. And we all represented Princeton down there, and we sure do appreciate everybody that did. And we had a great showing, and hey, I was proud of all of us. How about that? So thanks to everybody who pitched in and did that. And of course, Jim Garner, who always makes things possible for us right here out of Princeton. Again, if you have community or civic organizations that would like to be a part of things, or if you've got something that you say, you know what, I'd like a little extra promotion for them for a community calendar, just make sure that you email all that information to us. It's the easiest way to do that. Of course, you can always message us on Facebook as well. But WPKY online at gmail.com is the best way to get a hold of us, and make sure that you give us a contact name, maybe a phone number, an email address, or some way to get a hold of you, and we will make sure that we do that. Of course, there's going to be the makeup ball game tonight. We've got out at the Butler Building. Of course, we've been talking about it for quite some time. We've got our doubleheader at the Butler Building tomorrow right here at home, and make sure that if you can at all attend, that you do so. It's Tess and Ty at 1580 103.3 WPKY.
Serving Caldwell County since 1950. We're 1580 103.3.